Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? I am Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So happy Monday, everybody. We are all still here. We have not all been nuked, which is good. I know that that might sound like a bit of a bad taste joke, but I think we've got to look at the fact that there were a lot of people for a few years that have been petrified of getting a little cold and perishing. So I'm pretty sure there are equally as many clowns out there that literally think that we're about to all get nuked anytime soon. So thoughts out for those guys that basically just live their life in irrational fear because they're just dumbasses that just listen to whatever they get told on the TV. But anyway, little mini rant over, and let's go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour charts. So yeah, as you can see, had a bit of a pullback from our resistance area we were struggling with. I mean, you can kind of see we've got a sort of an area in the midpoint. We've got this wider range. We drew this midpoint of resistance, and even in this sort of midpoint of resistance, we've got like another midpoint, say like the lower quartile support area, which is basically roughly where we're bouncing off here. But as we all know, we'll just whiz over here to the stock market futures chart, and you can see this is where we closed, looking very good on Friday, and then we had this big red candle down into support here, down into the support level, of which we are now bouncing off. So this could be a pretty textbook basically pullback, and then obviously by retesting this support, and then yeah, if we continue onwards and upwards and break through, then things will look good. Obviously the flip side is that we lose this level. So if we lose basically these lows of these wicks, so roughly 42.60 today, then we'll probably see a move back down to these lows, and in which case Bitcoin will get dragged down. But that, in my opinion, is not the most likely scenario. The most likely scenario is that we just rally up from here, get back to these highs, maybe even trade around in this range for a day or so, and then ultimately have a crack at breaking up, at which point that will drag Bitcoin basically above this area and into this area. So that is the bullish scenario. The bearish scenario is nukes. So there we go, and then we don't really care about what the market's doing because we are all toast, quite literally. But anyway, so lots of jokes in what you may consider as bad humor, but I just think it's ridiculous. This thing is not going to be escalated to a mutually assured destruction, nuclear war. So there we go. So let's have a look at some of the other markets here as well. The US 10-year has obviously, you can see, just gapped down a little bit this open, but good to see it under 2%, although I think at some point we're going to start to move down in this yield, not off the back of potentially easing inflation, but off the back of obviously a weakening economy and recession concerns. But at the moment, I mean, the more pressing concern is that the world's massive indebtedness is not having to be serviced with rates basically above 2%. The dollar index as well having a move back above here, having a move back above our resistance area. So I do expect this to settle down below, but we will see. It could take another leg up. We obviously are in a risky environment. Let's not kid ourselves. But yeah, we shall see how that plays out. The US oil, I call it US oil. The US oil is just a ticker on TradingView, but yeah, oil, as you can see, it had a bit of a move back up as well. So I mean, clearly we've got more tensions being priced into the market initially this morning. I guess things have happened over the weekend that spooked certain investors, and they are basically acting accordingly at the open this morning. But would I expect that to see that faded, those moves faded? Yeah, potentially, as long as nothing further escalates over there in Eastern Europe. Bitcoin dominance having a little bit of a bounce as well, but as we can see, I mean, you would like to hope as an optimist, as a crypto enthusiast, as a Bitcoin bull, as a crypto bull, as an altcoin connoisseur, that we basically do move below here, and it is kind of looking like a toppy formation here. What else do we want to look at here quickly? A similar measure of risk here, obviously inverse moves inversely. But yeah, the Ethereum Satoshi pairing, as you can see, testing this support again. So do we break it this time? This is not actually looking necessarily the most bullish, because we tested this quite a few times and we're back down here. That is clearly not bullish. A bit of a swing failure, obviously above this trend line. So yeah, this is actually looking a bit more bearish now. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. Obviously, if crypto, if crypto recovers, Bitcoin has a spike up, clearly this will get whacked. Well, not clearly, but it will most likely get hit, as it won't keep up. But then the dust will settle, and then we can then continue upwards. Well, I say continue upwards, but turn back upwards. USD pairing back down, obviously from this resistance area. We are basically looking to put in a, low here relative to this low, and then take out this high here. That would be nice, but again, we are going to be driven by this move in stocks, in stock markets. Do we hold this support and continue back up to this resistance and ultimately break this resistance? If we do, then we are good to go. Have a quick look at gold as well, which for some reason it hasn't loaded. Is it going to load now? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, gold just back into this like little range we had going on here. I would say that we are most likely going to establish a higher value relationship now. I guess the floor actually being here, where we really need to hold 1840. If we lose 1840, then yes, we will drop back down into this range and then potentially even lower. But I do suspect, with everything going on, the managed retreat in the selling of gold is probably going to have to just retreat further up, as it were, to about this 1840 to 1880 level being a low, and then yeah, we can push on probably above 2000 as the year wears on, and we potentially get other concerns like maybe China and Taiwan, maybe other things happen. So yes, let's now have a look at these stochastics, see how they are looking on this fine Monday morning. 4 hour did want to try and make a move up, but got continued down. So at some point this is looking like it could turn back up, so we could get a bit of a shorter term momentum to the upside. 10 hour has turned down, but again looking to potentially turn back up here. 12 hour, similarly looking to turn down, but not quite done it yet. Daily looking fantastic though. Fantastic, could look better, but looking good, looking very good. Daily could give us some upward momentum. 2 day maybe gonna this week, if we hold here or above, gonna turn back up. 3 day not looking so good. 5 day, I mean, pointing up still, but losing a bit of its curvature. And then obviously weekly, and then bi-monthly, and bi-weekly and monthly, as we know what they're doing. It would be nice to see bi-weekly bottom out, but that will take a few more ticks, which will probably be a good few more weeks, seeing as each tick is 2 weeks. But yeah, I mean, realistically speaking, if we do look at the overall chart, we are looking to try basically turn this back up. Once we get back above 42, we can then, I think a lot of confidence will come into the market. Once we get clear of this 47 area, we will definitely be on looking for either new all-time highs or higher lows within I would probably guess the deep 50s, and at which point these other stochastics will all be looking good to give us momentum, and then yeah, we'll have our shot to break to new all-time highs, or we will get rejected, come back down, and they would pretty much it could be game over at that point. If we put in a lower high relative to this high, and then start to come down, I think that could signal a prolonged down move, but that may not be what happened. We may just get a down move back into towards 30k and continue in this sideways. That could be what happened. We don't necessarily have to lose 30k, but we'll just have to see what happens. So yeah, there it is guys. I hope none of you were upset by my humor. If you've been watching my videos for long enough, or in my Telegram chat, you basically know I'm a bit of a bell end. So I'm sure it is nothing no less than you would expect from me. So there we go guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.